Hello, fabulous Libra. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of June 2014, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Well, last month ended with a new moon in the sign of Gemini, fellow air sign Gemini, and this placement would be really positive for you. By the time you're watching this, Mars should be comfortably beginning to get direct motion, especially if you're watching this right at the beginning of the month. And so we've had this new moon. This new moon is the energy you're carrying into this month. That particular new moon was speaking in supreme harmony with Mars in your sign, which was at that time slowly starting to gain speed, now chugging along, moving forward. All this suggests you being brought into this month with a clearer sense of direction and a clearer sense of vision of where it is that you desire to go, what it is you desire to do next, what it is that you want to develop, work on, understand more deeply so that you can go on to achieve something that actually matters to you, actually manifest what it is that you are envisioning. But keep in mind, this is a time of believing in yourself again, believing in your power to change your circumstances and allowing a vision to come forward that brings a sense of adventure and brings a sense of enthusiasm for your life and feeling enlivened by it, feeling the juices flow again, feeling adrenaline, feeling alive by the possibilities for your life. That's what the universe is going to encourage you to do again and again as you start off this month. So you want to nourish that. Start asking yourself, what is it that will make me happy? What is it that I could do that would bring a sense of enthusiasm? Is there a place or a project or an area of study, a curiosity that if you honored could actually really light you up? Because that's what ultimately you're going for here, is that feeling of being lit up by possibility, lit up by what could be ahead for you. Nurture that at the start of the month, because by the time we get you to the end of the month, this is when the energy starts to become about actually manifesting some of those visions that you see, some of those insights that you get, actually realizing what it is that you are trying to do and what it is that you desire to do in this world. And so be clear on that, because what I am seeing is the very strong possibility that the end of the month will likely bring some shifts in career. Now, the new moon that's taking place at the very end of the month, what's really interesting about this new moon is it is speaking in supreme harmony with Neptune, okay? So if you are a person who works in some way with film, okay, photography even, artists as well, musicians as well, if you are used to tapping into Neptunian energy, then this new moon could play itself out really, really well for you, where you're being really inspired and you're producing stuff that you're really proud of and you're motivated, you're driven to actually make something of your art, to share it in a bigger way. But more than that, it's about actually allowing the vision, allowing yourself to plug into source and allowing whatever needs to come forward in a way with an eye that this really could be the thing that allows you to experience that big breakthrough that you're hoping for. So this is a time to be open to being plugged in, especially if you are used to being plugged in or you are used to cultivating aspects of dreams, aspects of energy, aspects of illusion, aspects of art as well. The thing with this new moon is, while it's got this very positive energy of Neptune, which does suggest a feeling of idealism, a sense of hope, a sense of possibility, a sense of believing in miracles, which I certainly believe in as well. At the same time, what we have happening is this particular new moon is going to stand across the sky from Pluto. Now, I find this really interesting, this mix really interesting, because it suggests to me that on the one hand, we've got that dream. And as I said, it's great to have the dream. It's great to believe in miracles. You channel this energy in really healthy ways if you're tapped into some sort of art form. However, with this particular conversation taking place between this new moon and Pluto, it does suggest that for some people, there may be just an absolute drive that needs to be balanced with a sense of spirit, and may need to be balanced with a sense of humility, of faith as well. Instead of feeling like you've got to make this happen and nothing else matters, and having that tunnel vision, and that leading you towards doing things that maybe you might have mixed feelings about. Because ultimately, I do believe that it's not so much about what you do. It is about the feelings you bring to what you do. And so if you are doing something that you question its ethics, if you are doing something that you feel is being manipulative and not in a way, or in a way that you feel is not completely ethical, is one way to put it. But if you find yourself sort of thinking all or nothing, and it doesn't matter the cost, and it doesn't matter what I do, the ethics of it, the karma of it, I am going to manifest this, and it doesn't matter how anybody else happens with it. I do think that the likelihood, if you being the kind of person who likes to watch my horoscopes, chances are you are a person who is striving to cultivate greater consciousness, greater awareness, striving to be a person with greater spiritual strength in the world as well. And so I would say to you that chances are, if you find yourself thinking like that or being like that, chances are you're going to have some mixed feelings about that. And that's going to, in turn, speak to the energy that you end up putting out there, which in turn will speak to what it is that you end up drawing back to you. And what you may end up drawing back to is like a mirror, because that's how oppositions, which is this standing across from the sky, that's how they like to operate, is literally the karma will be almost instant. So you need to think about how you're feeling about your actions and what you're doing, and the karma that you are generating as a result. And if you like it, then that's great. You certainly can add a certain element of focus and intensity now that can see you making huge progress. But if you feel that you are doing something where you may reap some karma that may not be something you want coming back to you, then you need to stop that before you even start along that path. It does look like for at least some of you out there, there is going to be this very clear moment of a choice. Am I going to walk that road? Am I going to do what it is that I know maybe I shouldn't really do? It's tempting to do, but it's crossing a certain line. Or are you not? If you choose to do that, that may just be part of your learning to see how quickly it is that the universe responds to that, how quickly it is that the universe shows you just what kind of energy it is that you're putting into the world. And if you choose not to go down that road, you still have this great blessing. You've got this ability to have your faith, to have your belief, and at the same time to have commitment and focus. Focus enough to transform just about any situation. Be mindful of this, especially be mindful of how your relationships with people that are higher up than you, but also people from your past, maybe that you've had a connection with in your past. How are these dynamics playing out for you now? If you can strive to be honest with yourself, Libra, about how all this is taking place, how you feel about all of it, and align yourself with what feels comfortably ethical to you, you'll find yourself making great progress on the career front. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.